the super women, super ladies. They're looking amazing. They're looking beautiful. And of course, it's Wednesday. It's Woman Crush Wednesday. We celebrate our women. We celebrate ladies that are making impact in the society, making positive impacts in our lives. And just to introduce to you my guests who are already in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
From my left hand side, tuko na Dorcas McKenna. Sindio? Yes. Tuko na Dorcas McKenna, who is an artist and founder of McKenna Adventures. And also on my right hand side, you have Dr. Nafisa. I don't know if you're gonna help me pronounce the second name. Kanbai. All right. Who is also a founder of Dear Diary Initiative Kenya, right? Yes. Karibuni sana ndani Blue Radio. Karibuni sana. And Dr. Nafisa is actually her work centers around restructuring or maybe restoring confidence, dignity, and equal opportunity for girls who miss school due to lack of sanitary pads. And McKenna on the other side uses her creative work to make sure that they end period shame. So karibuni sana. This is a topic that actually we should be having conversation like each and every now and then, because it concerns us, it concerns the ladies, it concerns the men, it concerns our brothers and our fathers in the societies, right? So apart from my introduction, I'm gonna give you this opportunity so that each and every one of you gets to introduce herself. Starting with you, McKenna.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dorcas McKenna.
Utasongea tu karibu na microphone kidogo.
Yeah. My name is Dorcas McKenna. I'm an activist. And I also am a founder of McKenna Ventures. That is a creative hub where it deals with art to create impact in my society.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Karibu sana. Daktari, karibu.
My name's Dr. Nafisa Kanbai. I'm a founder of Dear Diary Initiatives Kenya. I have been doing community service for over 30 years.
Oh, really?
And what made me get into this community service is mainly to create awareness of people living with disability and advocacy for the rights of the disabled people.
Okay.
And this was due to my own experiences, the discriminations, the stigmatizations, the humiliations, the intimidations that we keep facing from time to time. Although personally, myself, I would say that despite being in this field for 30 plus years, I still face, humiliation and intimidation. But the fight continues.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
Continues.
Yes. And you say that you've been actually doing this for the past 30 years. This is 2026. You're still talking about humiliation. You're still talking about all that. Why do you think this is still an issue in the society right now?
You see, there are people, there are two kinds of people created by the Almighty.
Yes.
One are able-bodied and the other one is challenged.
Yes.
When God created these two kinds of people, He had a reason, He had a purpose.
Yes.
So, when you cannot treat a disabled person with respect,
yes,
when you cannot when you cannot give them what they deserve. For example, when you look at a disabled person, what is the first thought that crosses your mind? The first thought may cross your mind, huyu ni mzigo, ama it's useless.
Yeah.
But remember, that person from outside is a disabled. The emotions are not disabled.
True.
The feelings are not disabled. The heart, the soul is not disabled. It is complete.
Yeah.
Just like yours are complete, the other persons are also complete. But I don't know why if I compare the generations, I would say that I come from a better generation. If I look at men and women that are of my age mates, my generation, they still have humanity in them.
Yes.
And that humanity is connected directly to God. It is not on cameras.
Yes.
It is not on social medias. They are not only godly in social medias, they are godly behind cameras also. They are human behind cameras also. Like they would happily push your wheelchair without frowning. They would talk to you, they would listen to you, they would understand you, they would treat you like human, but today's people who are in front of cameras are being human, but behind cameras they are being very selfish and very self-centered. They're only thinking about themselves. So to me, as much as we create these advocacies and all these awarenesses, I still feel that humanity is dying. We are on an era, we are on a generation where humanity is just on camera. Behind cameras there is no humanity. It's dying. It's dying. Like we are in the month of Ramzan. You can hear one person, you can listen to one person recording on cameras that they went to a particular area, they found people dying, starving, they're appealing for food. Okay, but you don't care about your next door neighbor, whether your next door neighbor has eaten or not eaten. Whether you don't even, you are trying to showcase to people that, oh, ukona imani, you know, it's Ramzan, ukona imani. But just before Ramzan started, you hurt someone badly. Before you started Ramzan, did you even go and say sorry to that person? Did you even go and apologize to that person? So your fasting, your praying 5 times is for what? Because if you cannot seek forgiveness before entering a holy month, my personal belief, whatever you do in that holy month, it's all in vain.
Yeah, very true. You know, you mentioned something about social media and the insensitivity that is actually in social media. Somebody just wakes up one day and then tweets something or just writes something on social media without even thinking. You know, it's gonna hurt your feelings. But then again, pulling that post down, or maybe whatever it is that you've written on social media, deleting it doesn't erase the feelings that you read, or maybe the hurt that you caused to somebody. So I think people should be at least sensitive. As much as we use social media on a daily basis, it isn't our work, or maybe isn't communication. We should be sensitive.
I've seen people, they are so insensitive that I've even seen pictures of women praying on the road or in between the cars posted in the social media. Why? Whether that woman is praying on the road, whether that woman is praying in between the parked 2 cars, she is performing her daily prayers. Why do you want to click a photo and post it in the social medias? See, this is how insensitive people have become. That even pictures of women praying are being posted in the medias without thinking that woman's dignity is supposed to be covered. She's praying. She is on her praying mat. You are exposing her.
Thank you so much, Dr. Makena, for that beautiful insight. And let's, Dr. Nafisa, sorry. Dr. Nafisa, sorry. I actually promoted Makena to a doctor, sorry about that. And let's talk about Makena a little bit. When you're starting this initiative, the Makena Ventures, what gaps did you maybe have in mind to fill?
Okay, one of the reasons why I started the Makena Ventures is because I saw the space, the women in space. I felt like they were not there. They were not like enough to speak out. And one thing that I can say is that in my experience, I felt in my creative industry, there is that kind of, you have to scratch my back, I scratch your back. And you find most of ladies and most of women, they tend to give up. It's something in them, but since they can't do what they can't compromise what they want so that they can be given, so they end up giving up. And when I started it was like a challenge to me, myself first, before I also inspire other girls and other women. It was a challenge to me to say I have to stick to my own principle, I have to stick to my own terms. If it's a spade, I have to call it a spade, not a big spoon. So when I started it was a kind of a challenge to myself, and so that I can even have the courage to also speak to other girls, so that they can know like what your right is your right. Doesn't matter. You don't have to compromise yourself so that you can fit either in the society, even at home, anywhere. Like you have to, your own values, your own principles, they have to be heard and they have to be respected. Yes. So, and I majorly focus on human rights in general. And mental health, because I felt like, starting from my own experience, mental health is something that is something big and something that can't be covered either in one day or 2 days.
True.
It's something like, it's something huge, and it's a step. Like we always say, healing is always a journey. So even I feel like even mental health is always a journey. It's one day you feel okay, the next day you're not okay, the next, like, it's all emotion combines together. Yeah, so yeah.
And it's not something that you can just wake up today and decide, like, I want to deal with mental health. It takes time, because for you to go through that whole phase, it also took time to build that, right?
Yes,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Dr. Nafisa, let's talk about Dear Diary initiative. When did you maybe form this initiative, organization, and what was actually the major goal?
Actually, Dear Diary was formed in the year 2006. It was a stage play.
Yeah.
It wasn't an organization. The purpose and the reason for this stage play was to sensitize people on matters related to disability.
Yeah.
On the day-to-day life, day-to-day challenge of people with disability, and to sensitize people that people living with disabilities are also humans.
Yes.
They are not robots. So that was the concept of the 2006 play. And that was my first time to step on stage, and I was prepared for anything. I was prepared for claps and also slaps. Let's just put it that way. Of course, nobody would have slapped me, but criticisms or anything. I was ready for that. So fortunately, that story inspired a lot of people. Okay, we had 3 shows at Little Theatre Club. So the first show had only 50 people, and I was like, will I pull through, But the 2 shows after that was full house, 200 plus people. We had to even have the additional chairs. So I never looked back. Then we continued, and of course then the story started appearing in the newspapers everywhere, photos. Then I was invited by Twaweza Communication in Nairobi. We had a 3-day workshop, and we were discussing about the Disability Act that is being implemented now.
Yeah.
That happened in 2007. Then 2008, 2009, we changed the storyline and we continued. So 2009, when the show was in Nairobi at Kenya National Theatre. When I came back, one day I was seated at Little Theatre Club, and I was talking to Hilary Namanja. So Hilary introduced me to the late Nolly Wilson, and Nolly Wilson said, why don't you turn this into an organization? And I was like, how am I going to manage, He said, well, if it's meant to be, it will happen. We worked on it, and here down the line, this is now how Dear Diary turned into a fully fledged organization. But down the line, my motto is still the same. Disability is not inability. I still fight for people with disabilities. I still support people with disabilities. They are my preferences, they are my priorities. But yes, disability, women, there are women also with disabilities. So we support women also.
That is very beautiful. And so, Makena, I wanted us to talk about something about period shame. This is something that happens in the society, even as far as now. We sound elite, to look like we are civilized and all that. But then again, if you look at some communities, there's still a lot of girls that are stigmatized because of period. Let's talk about that.
Okay, I can say that the period shame, I feel it's the perspective that the community always have in their mind. It's the mindset that the people have in their mind. Because you can find, for example, I was talking even to my friend another day, and I just posted on status asking, have you ever talked to your father, to your brother, to your either boyfriend, husband about anything concerning period? And for him, he only answered me, the only thing that he knows is that they like wasichana tu unyesha bas. He doesn't know anything.
That is the farthest
that he knows. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, no, this is like no. So you see, like I felt like it's their mindset. And even when we continued further, he was like, no, I'm not interested. Even and I told him, what if in future you have like either your daughters?
Yeah.
And he was like, I love to bring them to you so that you can teach them. And I was like, no. We are just losing it in this generation. And I feel like in our generation we are kind of ignorant. Yeah. And from if I see it from the perspective of either the earlier generation, the millennials or the fathers, they kind of feel it's something they don't want to talk about. And now they have passed it to even to the coming generation. Like I can't even send my brother if we are only the two of us at home. I can't send him to go and get me a pad because he has already been taught that those are girl stuff. And I'm like, no, it's a shame, because I feel like it makes the girls not to be free and not to be safe in their in the environment, in where they are. So maybe what I can say is that we should change our mindset, because everything starts from the mind.
True. If
the mind is already, I can't do this, or this is only girl stuff, then we can't go anywhere. So people should change their perspective, especially the community. They have like they should change.
And what you say is very true, because you find that sometimes you have a conversation with we have male friends, you have male colleagues, you work with people, we go to school with them, and then you have a conversation with a man and you ask them if they really know anything about period, even placing a pad on a Andy, and they really don't know. But then you find that it's so sad, because kuna some households unapata kwamba mwanaume ako tu na wasichana peke yake. So I think it's upon the mother to actually start this education with the fathers, because what if one day you are no longer there, or maybe just to work in a far environment, and now the girls are left with the father? Because let me tell you a little bit story about myself. I was raised in a homestead where parents ni wale wanafanya kazi, mwingine ako huko, so most of the time I grew up with my father and my brother. I have 3 brothers, so I made it upon myself that I made them like this was a normal thing, very comfortable, so that even my brother my little brother, namwambia enda kwa duko nibaye always, anajua ni brand gani anaenda kununua ni brand gani anaenda kununua. And my father pia ni mtu mwenye atakukalisha chini, akupatia education through all that, and then unajua pia ile cleanliness and all that, because unajua some people think that when you're on your periods or maybe you're on your menses you're dirty. So that is also something that really happens. So I wanted to ask Dr. Nafisa, apart from psychological torture, this period shame also causes some other problems, because unajua ile pale unakuwa stigmatized, unaambiwa kwamba wewe ukiwa on your menses then you're not clean, unajua pia inakufanya utoke shuleni. So what are other challenges that ladies face because of this?
Okay, I would say that this challenge is more in the remote areas where culture is overpowering. Okay, here in the city at least it's a bit better. Like if I get my periods and say if I'm in my workplace or maybe I'm somewhere where there is a male colleague, for example, Elvis, I've been with Elvis for almost since 2023. So right now nikika hapo nikipata periods nampatia pesa, Elvis, please go buy me a packet of pads. I would not feel odd asking him to go and buy me pads. Neither would Elvis feel odd kuenda kununulia mimi pads. You see? So I think the situation here in the city is a bit better compared to the remote areas. Now when you reach out to the remote areas, there are 2 things. There is cultural boundary and then there is poverty. So where there is poverty, women cannot afford pads. Hakuna mtu, kama mtu hana pesa ya kununua unga, wafikiri anaweza nunua paketi ya Always. That person is thinking about where the next meal will come from for my family. So what do women use? What are the alternative? There are women who use paper bags, plastics. There are women who use sponge. There are women who use kitamba, material only. There are some women who use even cow dung. Can you believe women using cow dung during their menses? How unhygienic is that? There are women who are even going to dig a hole and sit on it. That menses that is supposed to last for 6 days will get over in 3 days, simply because they cannot afford pads.
True.
In some parts there is a culture boundary, like bibi hawezi kwenda mwambia bwanake niko na periods, nipe pesa ninunue pads. It's considered to be a taboo. So there are some areas, some remote areas, or even some towns where women are isolated during their menses days. They are removed from the house. They are told, okay, you go stay outside the house, chakula inaletewa kila kitu, so anakaa peke yake paka amalize menses. And I feel that is, these cultural boundaries are now supposed to be broken. Why should a woman step out of her house and stay alone just because akona menses? Kwani menses is what is a disease that is going to be passed on. You know, it's not a disease. It's a God creation. Every woman bleeds,
and it's something we can never avoid.
It's not something that a woman can avoid unless ashapita menopause. So it is something godly created. It's God's creation. So utaenda church utaenda omba, utaenda msikitini utaswali, but una abuse yule mwanamke, and that thing is godly created. It was not created by a human. You know, so for us, we are doing two things. We are trying to educate people on the cultural boundaries to change the mindset, as per what Dorcas said. Secondly, now to overcome period poverty. That is, for a woman when she is bleeding and she cannot afford pads, what is the solution? So the solution is a reusable pad. Now this is a reusable pad. Okay, this is a reusable pad. This reusable pad is stitched using fleece material. It is fleece absorbent material, and this material is easily available in Nairobi in a factory. It has a factory over there in Nairobi. It's manufactured. Then we get this material in a bundle, and we have a tailor. She stitches these pads. So between the top layer and the bottom layer, there are two layers here. You can see. Okay. In between, there are layers of 7 material. The same material, 7 layers put inside. Because it is absorbent, it absorbs, and it is washable. You just need a bit of warm water and soap. Any soap, you know, even Sunlight, Omo, whatever you are using, you wash it and you hang it. So every woman receives one pack that contains 4 pads or 6. They wash, they reuse. Now this material is a bust quality material, and this pad can last a woman for 4 years. So the next 4 years hana haja ya kununua pads or even to struggle and use unhygienic alternate ways. She can use this one pack for 4 years. So if you donate this if we give this to one woman, she's sorted for the next 4 years. People, okay, when we say that this one piece of pad, this one piece as the way you see it, is costing 300. So people may say, oh, 300, so unaweza nunua, always it's cheaper. But that always cannot be washed. It cannot be reused. Utanunua, utatumia na utatupa. But hii unaweza tumia tena. So if in one pack we are putting 4 pads, that is 1,200. 1,200 divided by 4 years, it's even less than 200 per month.
I know.
You know, it's even less than 200 per month. So this is now the solution for the women who cannot afford pads. In fact, the whole of last week we've been sending pads. Tumefika paka Siaya. We have sent it. Okay, we are targeting school going girls so that they don't face stigmatization when they're in their menstrual cycle. They don't miss out on school. They go to school now, and then they don't even need to go and tell their parents, the fathers and the whatever that is considered to be a cultural boundary that they're in their periods. Na wasikose kwenda shule. So tumefika Siaya, tumefika Tana River, tumefika tu hapa hata Changamwe, there was a school where we went to donate. So we are trying to spread this out, and we are requesting people to come forward and support us in this drive of ours.
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm so tempted to ask if maybe you carried a pack for Manasemanga mgeni njoo mwenyeji. Anyway, thank you so much for that quite elaborate thing. But maybe just to add on that, is there any effects? Because you know, just sometimes when you use this these sanitary pads, you find that kuna zingine zinachoma.
No, this doesn't choma. We have been giving this since 2023. In fact, I have my partner in Voi. His name is Mustansir Khanbai. He has been donating these pads regularly.
Yeah.
So the first round of pads went in 2023. We donated to 100 women. Then second round, another 100 women. And then we have almost donated to 400 women in Taita Taveta County. That is Voi around. And most of them have been school. We donated to Mnarani also last year, to Mnarani High School. And all the outskirts that we have donated so far, we have not received even a single complaint.
Okay, that's beautiful. And you know, one of the things that Dorcas, you insist on is making this conversation around menstruation as comfortable as it is. Yes. Because you know, Daktari mentioned earlier on it, sometimes you could be sitting here and maybe your period starts all of a sudden. And your job when you're sitting in an office setup like this and maybe you are wearing zile nguo zenye zinaweza kuwa stained, and then when the conversation is not comfortable between you and your colleagues, or maybe the men just feel some type of way about menstruation, you start feeling uncomfortable. And you don't even know who to go for, like who to go to for help. So that is something that should also be addressed, maybe in workplaces, not just at home, even in workplaces. So maybe just to elaborate on something, you're somebody who deals with girls with cases of issues to do with period shame. What are some of the myths and misconceptions that you've maybe encountered from girls about this whole period things? Maybe if it's a cultural myth, misconception, or just general myths about period.
Okay, the first one, it's girls maybe when they're in their menses, they're not allowed either to touch a Bible, they're not allowed either to pray, like because they're seen they're dirty. Yeah. So like you can't perform like something that is spiritual or something ritual. They feel like unaenda kuharibu, like unaenda kuchafua hiyo mahali. Yeah. So and I was like, okay. Yeah, so maybe I can say that's the first myth that I've had. And another one, what else? Maybe that's the major one that I've had a lot. And another one is that when girls are on their menses, like how Dr. Nafisa said, they're being excluded. They're being like excluded from others. They can't mingle with others. Like they have to stay in one place. Like you can find that maybe we have 10 girls maybe in certain community that are in their menses. They're all collected. Then they're placed in one area, in one place for them to, yani ndo wasikujua chafue. They can come and kuchafua the rest of the community. And maybe one thing that I can say is I'm even like I don't have words. Even because I kind of irritated, like it's burning me from inside. Yeah, so
because actually what you said just reminded me of something. There's a time I attended a church where if you're on your periods, you're not allowed to go inside the church. I won't mention the name, but I attended a church where if you're on your periods, you just stay like a little further from the church, because in Nigeria they have amplifiers and all that, so you'll just be hearing like unasikia tu maombi from outside. So I was like, hey, kwani ni dhambi ama ni nini? Yes, Dr. Nafisa.
It's not only in church, that happens in the mosque also. Like I'm a Muslim, and if I'm in my periods, I'm not supposed to pray, and I'm not supposed to touch any holy books. Okay, so even when I go to the mosque and I'm in my periods, okay, I can go at a prayer time. It's not that I'm not allowed to enter the mosque, but there is a certain boundary. There is a certain area where women who are in their menses sit, and you don't go to the area where women are praying. Okay, so you sit there. So you sit on the side when women are praying. It's not that you won't be allowed in the mosque. You'll be allowed, but there is an area. Like for example, if this part is where this is, supposing this is now the boundary. Beyond this, women are praying. So you stay behind. But I think that is in all the cultures. I think even not only Christianity and Islamic, but I think even Hinduism, I don't think so they are allowed to enter temples when they are in the menses. So I think that is something that is, again, I would say godly, maybe. Just as a respect, that you don't touch anything that is holy or spiritual. Because I've noticed that is in all the religions. Now again, to change that mindset, that cultural, because now it's a godly belief. It's not a humanly created. That's what I feel.
All right. So going forward, let's talk about raising a generation that does not associate period with shame. How can we do? What measures can be put in place to ensure that we raise a generation, that the coming generation do not associate period with shame?
It's just a matter of a mindset that what is so shaming about period if it is godly created. Because I did not create periods inside myself. I was born as a woman, and it was already instilled in me that at a certain age I'm going to go through menstrual cycle. Now, when a woman gets pregnant, how does a woman become pregnant? Does she hide her pregnancy? She cannot hide her pregnancy that, now people will come to know that, my husband and I had an intimate moment or a sexual moment. But that's natural, isn't it? When a woman gets pregnant, can she really hide her pregnancy for 9 months?
No.
So
at some point,
so why is the society? It is obvious when someone sees a pregnant woman. Okay, so she had an intimate moment with her husband. They went to bed. They made love. They had sex. They had a good time, and this is the outcome. This is the result of it, isn't it? So is it a shaming?
No.
So why is periods a shaming when it is godly instilled?
Makes sense. Okay, now let's Makena. Unajua tumebaki tu na dakika 9. Time inakimbia sana. They always say that time flies when you're having a good time, and you're having a good conversation. Time really flies so fast. So let's talk about, maybe look at Kenya in 10 years to come. What do you think period shame, and how? Before that, let's look at how we can actually involve men and boys and our fathers in this whole fight against period shame.
Okay, the first thing maybe I can say is that I always believe when we use art, it's one of the best way, because art makes the uncomfortable topics to be a comfortable one. Because when we start conversation and I tell you maybe when a girl is on periods, this and this, but now when I come and show you like the story, you come and feel it, like maybe you come and watch the story and like you be in that, you see the character and you see the pain that she goes through. Because some I feel like maybe some men, they don't know like the exactly thing, like they don't know. And so I feel when we use kind of art, it can be one of the best way to ensure that those uncomfortable topics, those uncomfortable conversations, they can be turning to a comfortable one, because they'll not feel attacked directly. Will not come like and say you men are not supporting women but when we show them like in an artful way, they'll feel they can kind of feel attacked, but in a soft way, not that directly. So in 10 years I can say that one thing I can say is we change the perspective of charity to empowerment. And when we start empowerment, can we not only empower girls? Because like we always say, like in every organization, we always see girls. But in this world, we also have men, we also have boys. So when we start even having the conversation with men, and we start the conversation starting from the ignorant, we take away the ignorance part, the negligence part from them. Then we come now and empower them so that they can understand it bit by bit, either involving them in this, either in pad drive, either in those conversations. They'll feel much more included, appreciated, and it will be a change in the society.
Yeah, that'll be part of the conversation, because that also reminded me of a video that I watched I think it was last year or some times back. I know you all know Mkuru, Abel Mutua. There's this time that he posted a video with his daughter. I mean, his daughter akimfundisha pale kweka placing the sanitary towel pale kwa andi pale, and then men were all over the comment section, oh, this is a taboo, you don't do that, ushiki sijui ina wear ya msichana sijui naeka nini, so like kwani watu wame grow up.
But you see now but now you see now there are men who are getting involved in this. So what Makena Ventures and their diary, we are now joined hands together and we are bringing a play on 28th of March. It's at Baraza Lab. It starts at 2:30 onwards, because we've given that arrival time 1:30 to 2:30 for people to arrive.
In the morning or in the evening?
Afternoon. 1:30 to 2:30 in the afternoon. Saturday. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's a Saturday afternoon. So in this event of ours, we have picked on 3 men, and we are going to give them a recognition for adapting to this period poverty and joining hands into donating pads to women. So I think that will be our stepping stone into changing people's mindsets. That see, we have identified, of course I know there are more than 3 men, but we have picked on 3 men who are continuously doing this. You see, and 1 man is actually known as the period man. He's been given that name, and he was given this name when he went to Turkana. When he was in Turkana, he was passing by and he saw a group of women, like we say, secluded, seated, and he went and talked to them. And that cultural boundary, so those women were hesitating to talk to a man, and they are like Kwani period men. So he got the name from that. So these are the people we want to recognize in the community and in the society before we even step on the stage and start the play which she's she's directing. And we hope that this is going to be our stepping step towards the community, towards the society, into changing the mindset. We are working towards that.
All right, that is very beautiful. And please make sure that you invite us as Blue Radio so that we
also most come welcome.
And present. Thank you so much. And maybe just as we wind up, because we only have 4 minutes to the top of the hour, maybe a parting shot and other future events that maybe you're planning.
My only parting shot here is that a woman is a woman's enemy. Can we break that? Can we break that? Stop being your fellow women's enemy. And if your woman is trying her level best to keep up to you, then respect that. Stop forcing things on her. Stop pushing things on her and forcing her. Let her flow. Let her do her best. Stop being your fellow women's enemy, especially because of a man. Because when that man leaves you, you will need that woman's shoulder to cry on. So stop being your fellow women's enemy because of a man.
Before I give Makena the mic to finish, you just like you said, let's stop being women, fellow women's enemy. And kuna hii kitu yenye wasichana wanasemanga sana, mimi siwezi kuwa na marafiki wasichana, mimi niko tu na marafiki wanaume. But then again, ikifika point yenye maybe amepata periods like ile unexpectedly, nani wa kwanza ataenda kuomba pad? Ataenda kutafuta sanitary towel kwa nani?
Kwa wanawake. That's why I'm saying stop being your fellow women's enemy because of a man. Like today's girls, today's young girls, okay? Let's say they married a man. You already know that man is loved by another woman. Can you invite that woman in instead of being, instead of making her feel that, see, I overtook you or I overpowered you? Because remember, you crushed that woman's feelings, emotions, and you broke her apart to get into that man's life, and she accepted. Okay, so if she has accepted, why can't you accept?
All right, beautiful. Makena, tukimalizia.
Okay, for me, I can say that we should know that menstrual health is supposed to be held highly as a dignity. And the moment we don't see it or we don't partake it as a dignity, then we are losing we are destroying the girl's future, the girl health, like everything in general. We are going to lose it. Yeah, so I feel we should all come together. And the first thing before even we come to start either empowering you, can you start changing your mindset from where you are? Can you start changing the perspective, even the conversation that you have with your fellow friends, either with your fellow mates? May it be a positive one, because most of us, we kind of stay in a place where we are filled with negative people. And everything that we say is all about negative. Everything that we do is like complaining, negativity. So I feel we should change the perspective, and we should change the mindset to a positive mindset, not to a negative one. Yeah, and we support art.
Yeah. Support art. And just to add on that, what I wanted to say is that menstruation is not a weakness.
Yes,
it's not a weakness at all. It's life itself, and dignity should never be negotiable.
Exactly.
Yes, so thank you so much for coming, Dr. Nafisa. Thank you so much, Dorcas, for coming, and thank you so much for creating time for us here at Blue Radio. We really appreciate your time, and this is a conversation that we can never finish in one sitting. We have to have this conversation over and over again so that it sinks in, not only to the girls, but for men, for brothers, for our husbands and boyfriends that we have around. So thank you so much for coming. Next time, if you have time here, you can actually drop by, that we have this conversation over and over again. And the play that you said, thank you so much for the invite.
It's an open invitation to everybody, all the public. We want as many people to come as possible.
So in case you're listening to us right now, I just want to give Dr. Nafisa this one last chance, arudie tu pale penye hii play itakuwa
28th of March, Saturday. The arrival time is 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. It's at Baraza Lab. Baraza Lab is Fontanella, around Fontanella area. It is exactly the entrance is next to Optica, or rather opposite Vijay Optica.
Pale to roundabout.
It's exactly at the roundabout. That's where Baraza Lab is. And yes, we are recognizing 3 men, so it's an extraordinary show.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much for coming, and karibu sana.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.